What's up, everybody? It's DJ Snead, creator and host of Let's Get Booked podcast, a show where I bring business owners on to promote their business and potentially get booked by people like you. You can expect to hear many different business owners on this podcast, from photographers to caterers to tax services to venue owners and live bands. Check out the link in the description or go to my website at djsnead.com and click podcasts to learn more about the businesses you never knew you were looking for. Tell them the Snead sent you. Let's get booked.
I'm gon' find me a play, I'm gon' find me a play. I'm gon' find it today, cause tomorrow can't wait. I'm gon' find me a play, I'm gon' find me a play. I'm gon' find it today, cause tomorrow can't wait. I'm gon' find me a play, I'm gon' find me a play. I'm gon' find it today, cause tomorrow can't wait. I'm gon' find me a play, I'm gon' find me a play. I'm gon' find it today, cause tomorrow can't wait.
There it is. Welcome. Let's get booked. I am your host, your man, DJ Snead. And it feels good to be back. It feels good to be talking to everybody. What I want to talk about today is definitely a question that doesn't get asked often enough. All right. And that is, what does life after DJing look like? So for many DJs, music just isn't a career. It's an identity. It's a lifestyle. It's a passion. It drives late nights, big crowds, unforgettable moments that people will live with forever. But the question is, what happens after the lights fade? What happens after the gigs start to slow down and the energy that you used to be able to bring to these events, it just shifts into something new. You just can't do that anymore. So today what I'm going to talk about is, what does life after DJing look like? What is life after the turntables or controllers? What does that look like? So what's the challenges, the transitions? What are the opportunities that DJs find once they step out of the DJ booth? So listen, I got with me today one of my favorite people in the world. I got DJ Trub with me. What's up, Trub?
What's up, Snead? What's good, dog?
Listen. All right, the crowds, calm down.
Thank y'all so much.
They just love you. That's what it is.
Man.
So listen, Trub, I'm talking today about life after DJing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with the obvious. We both know that DJing could be very demanding, all right?
Sure.
So when you think about late nights, the travel that's involved with it, the pressure to always be on, stay relevant, get bookings, always be at your best. And, that it takes a toll. We both know how it goes. And for many DJs, there comes a point in your life and in your career where you start to ask, what's next?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? And sometimes it's voluntary. Sometimes maybe it might be, hey, I need to focus on my family more. Maybe it's a new passion that they want to explore. And other times it's unexpected. It's like, look, it's been a change in the industry, or, hey, my health just doesn't allow me to do it anymore, or I'm just burnt out,
Right.
But here's the thing that you and I both know is that being a DJ, it teaches you skills that most people definitely overlook.
Yes.
So the thing that you and I both know how to do is read a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
We know about the timing. When's the best for this song? When is not a good time to bring this song in,
Right.
But also, and I've peeped how you've done the whole branding yourself, because we live in a social media world. You got to brand yourself. You got to be able to stand out. Yeah, you got to stand out in front of other people. So even, it's like running the business. And those skills can basically translate into so many other paths, right? So here's what we do. Let's talk about, where do DJs go from here? So let me ask you this question. I guarantee you don't know this. Did you know, according to the U.S. labor statistics, there are 30,500 DJs in the United States.
Mm.
I can clearly say that's wrong because I can think of probably 5,000 DJs in the Columbus metro area.
Okay, that's 30,000 that filed their taxes. How about that?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's 30,500 that actually, reported on their taxes.
Right.
But look, if we think about it, some move behind the scenes, some DJs start producing and they're like, oh, I could probably DJ, think about, mainstream artists like Jermaine Dupri. He's a DJ, Ludacris. He started out as a DJ, all the way to like Matt Skills. Now Matt Skills is DJing,
Manny Fresh.
Different people Manny Fresh, people like that. And what they start to do is they start to, mentor other DJs, younger DJs, and then they get into other things. So think like event promotions, and then sometimes other DJs, they pivot into careers that uses the business side of what they've learned. So whether that be marketing or content creation, and even entrepreneurship on different other levels. And then there's DJs who take a complete left turn and they start launching restaurants and starting tech companies and stepping into a whole new, entirely different industry.
Right.
So the through line is this: it's always a hustle, and it's always the creativity that fuels DJs that rarely disappear. Like that hustle will always be in us. And sometimes it just evolves into a different kind of sector, like we just focus our attention on different things.
Right.
But let me ask you this. When you start to think about life after DJing, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you? And I'm not saying like it's within the next 2 or 3 years. Or, so yeah. Like we ain't getting no younger. But what does life after DJing look like for you?
So I got a couple things. For me, it would definitely be leaning towards mentorship, teaching. I have a background in that already. So naturally, I feel like I would lean more towards teaching. Another thing I'm into is storytelling.
Okay.
So I do have a marketing company as well. So I want to use my marketing company, transition into a content creation company. And interview DJs and hear people's stories and tell stories. So those are two things that I would probably slide into after I'm done, because I'm not going to be doing this when I'm 60 or 70.
Listen, I tell people all the time, I'm not trying to be that 60-year-old DJ still trying to carry around speakers and all that. I was just telling one of my homies the other day, like, look, if I could just have somebody set up all my equipment and I just show up and DJ and then grab my stuff and then leave after, like, that's the perfect scenario for me.
For real.
But I'm not there yet. So,
whatever.
But
You can get there. You there. You just get your little
I'll try. Yeah, I'll try. But personally for me, the journey after DJing has always been about rediscovering my identity or your identity. So when you have been known as a DJ for so long, like it really depends on when you met me in my life. You either met me as Snead, you met me as, DJ Snead, or, whatever it is. I'm always be Snead, but
right.
It's tough to imagine me being without a DJ or something musical attached to my name, But what I think about when I think about life after DJing is that the doors that will open to new growth and new opportunities possibly could bring new peace. Because I remember before I started DJing, there was something that I was looking for, and DJ, that brought me to here.
Right.
Let me ask you this. If you or when you step away from DJing, what's going to be some of the things that you will miss? What will be the stories that you sit and tell people later in life?
I think the stories would be like oh, when I dropped this song, they did this. Like
Yeah,
that would definitely be something I would miss, because that's what I
yeah,
thrive on,
for
is that
sure.
reaction,
Yeah,
reactatory to music, to blends, to whatever, to favorite songs. Like one time I dropped Jumpin' Jumpin' at this wedding, and you
uh,
would have thought it came out yesterday, the way they
right.
responded. And I will never forget that because it was like they like rushed the booth, like got crazy, and it was like,
Yeah.
dude, this song is like 20 years old. Like,
Right.
but
25 years,
it was on
yeah.
the wedding playlist, so but those feelings is probably what I would miss the most. And just that feel of doing it, just like DJing, like just like I
Yeah.
think some people don't understand. It's like it can be euphoric if you're into it. Like if you really love your craft, if you really love what you do, um, it can be so healing and refreshing, like to you to do it. So, do I think that whatever I do next will I feel that high? No, no, I don't. It'll be a different form, you know. I'll
Yeah.
find my happiness in whatever I do next, but it's nothing like DJing and engaging with
Yeah.
crowds. It's nothing like that feeling of getting goosebumps when you do a blend that you didn't even know that you could do,
Oh
or
yeah.
something that just sound real good, and you're like, "Ooh, I had this idea, but geez, I didn't know it was gonna sound like this." Like, so
Yeah.
yeah, that would be the feeling I would miss. What
Yeah. I
about
feel you.
you?
Listen, so for me, the last wedding I just did last weekend, the bride and groom literally said, "Look, we trust you. We just want to rock all night. Just do what you do." And I've come to the realization that when I'm able to do that at weddings, that's when I'm at my best,
Mhm.
honestly. Because sometimes when you got to stick to a script, you stick to that script, and you know you'll get some good, some good responses from that. But
Mhm.
when you get to show you and your skill and what you do, um it was crazy because peep this. So I should have texted you too when it happened. Listen, the weirdest request ever. Like, I'm rocking this party, and I was out in between Dayton, Springfield area,
Okay.
um, at this venue. It was a real nice venue, and I'm rocking it. And somebody comes up and says, "Hey man, can you play West Side Connection?" I'm like, "West Side Connection?" I'm like, "I'll try to fit in there. I got you." So little later on in the night, somebody else, different person comes up. "Hey man, can you play West Side Connection?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, okay, I got you. I'm gonna try to fit it in there.
Right.
And then a third person came up and was like, "Hey, if you play West Side Connection, this crowd's gonna go nuts." And I'm like, "Really?" So in my head, I'm like, "Snead, you gotta do it,
Got
right?"
to.
Trub, I promise you. I threw West Side Connection on, and these people went bananas.
So what you play?
Couldn't believe it.
What you play?
Like, oh, oh, West Side is the click. Nah, 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 nah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Can't get enough of that.
West Side.
Listen,
Yeah.
my man starts sea walking.
Oh no.
My man starts sea walking on the dance floor at a wedding. It was crazy. You would have thought I was in LA in 90s, 98, 99. It was just crazy.
That's what's up.
And yeah. And that really just taught me, like, look, Snead, when you're able to spread your wings and show them why they booked you, that's when
Mhm.
you're at your best. And not saying that I don't give my best and or I don't prepare to be my best when I'm doing these weddings and events and things like that,
Mhm.
but that's just one that will always stick out to me because it was the unknown.
Right.
It was the, man, what will I do if I do this and this and this? And then after I played that West Side Connection, I just started going back in the archives, and literally it was one of those, at 11,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
more
yeah,
song,
yeah.
and you're like, bro, I gotta go.
Like
Like,
it's
I
time to go.
appreciate it, thank
Sorry.
you. Yeah. The venue owner come over like, "Hey man, I ain't never seen nothing like this, can I get your card?
That's what's up.
We want to put you as a preferred vendor." And this, I'm like, "Hey, I appreciate it."
Mhm.
But yeah, so that was that's always the high, that you were talking about. You don't know if you'll be able to find that high again when you quit DJing.
Mm-hmm.
But think about this, Trub. I think about different categories. So think about like I'll say like wrestling. So think about wrestling. I watched wrestling back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, probably to the mid 90s. And like, you remember like when that intro music hits and the crowd goes
Yeah,
crazy, oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God, or, you get a surprise artist that comes out and performs out of nowhere. You like, yo, where they been, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I look at when it comes to life after DJing, like to do like a surprise gig where somebody's like, yo, you DJ? And
Mm-hmm.
they're like, you don't know who DJ Trub is? Yes.
Right.
She's dope. You ain't, and you get the dust off with, and go do your thing.
Yeah.
So that's the high that I think I'll look for after I quit DJing, is just doing a surprise gig out of nowhere. Just, oh yeah, I used to DJ. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, I got
Things
a
like
guy, his
that.
name is DJ Perry Simmons, one of the guys that I used to peep over his shoulder at the radio station. And he
Uh-huh.
retired. And
Okay.
so but what I find now is when he does a party, because it's like rare, few in between,
Uh-huh.
it's packed.
See?
Everybody, people
Yeah.
step out that you ain't seen step out. And so, including myself, like if I see that he's on the set, I'm trying to get to Cincinnati to see him
Yeah.
spin, because he's so good and he's been so great. And so I could feel you on that, like just doing special
Yeah.
appearances, and
Yeah.
because you bring the people out, and
Exactly.
yeah, that's dope.
Exactly. Just off a name and brand recognition, just
Mm-hmm.
that period, that gets people out. That's what's up. That's the business right there.
Yep.
That's what you want to do. That's what fuels us,
Yeah.
honestly.
The legacy.
So, oh yeah, for real. I mean, that's what we do it for, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, if you are a DJ that's listening right now and you're wondering about your own future, here's a few thoughts from me, DJ Snead, okay? First is, don't ignore the skills that you've built, okay? They're more valuable than you could ever think, all right? The next thing I would say is just start thinking about it earlier, so now rather than later. Think about, even while you're doing a gig, just think about what could come next. What does your future look like? What could you see yourself doing, okay? And another thing I'll say, and this goes for myself, is stay creative. How can you continue to build on the skills that you've already had so it sets you up for success in your next realm? Okay. So whether you're behind the decks or not, or whatever you're doing, it's not just about DJing, but whatever you're doing, your creativity is the foundation that will carry you forward. So never forget while you're here, what you're doing and how it could be setting you up for your future.
Right.
All right. But the thing is this, Trub, life after DJing, it is not the end of the story, right? It's not. It's just the next track. You get that in the mix. Ooh,
Yep.
next track.
Nice. That's a word right there. You need to drop a bomb on that.
Right, for real. But look, what I will say is this. Your transition matters, right?
Mhm.
And whether it's you continuing to DJ or continuing to do what you do, photography, whatever it is, the transition matters. For us DJing, you can always fade out one song, but what comes up next is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Straight up.
Yeah, for real. So Trub, once again, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me. Thanks for your insights. It's been great, and it's always good to see you and connect with you. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Let's Get Booked podcast. I appreciate you joining me. Trub, thank you once again. I hope all is well. To my people out there, if you like it, share this with a friend. But until next time, keep the music alive, all right? And whatever way feels right for you, keep doing what you do. It's nothing but love. Keep your head up, stay positive, and until next time, I'll talk to you all right? Peace.
I'm gon' find me a play, I'm gon' find me a play. I'm gon' find it
Yeah.
today.